coaching through the ranks. I mean, there's some players that just have a understanding of the game.
Good look underneath. Here's a bullet down to Kwani. Blocked by Andrew.
And the block shot by Andrew goes for naught.
David Leahy of the huge contract, formerly of the Knicks. Can't get around Powell.
Well, Matt Barnes also was there.
And Matt Barnes runs to the other end. If they hadn't scored a 3 in a game. Gets it right back on the deflection. Tipped by Andrew, controlled by Andrew, power by Andrew. Powell's got an opportunity. And he scores. And he gets the turnover for it. Gavalock is going to throw it up and throw it in. Wow. And a kick for a 3. Are they going to get one? No. It's still dry as far as the Lakers in there. Oh, world peace. Did he call Bank, Meta?
It's hard to judge that. Now, look at this. You see, there's another example of not being on the same page.
A 3-on-0 and they blow it. See if the Lakers can get it done on a 3-on-2. Powell's your middle man. That's not what you want. Kobe for 3. Powell an opportunity. He can't hit. Still can't get it. Finally dunks it. Here's Powell. You said you want him to go to work. That's a good little look down low to Kobe. Easy bucket. Talk about balance.
Good dive.
Great cut. Slam it home. Assist Kobe. Didn't get a rim. Long lead for Barnes. He rises and scores. He has been given a 2-year deal in Sacramento to coach the Kings. And they responded with a win last night. Lakers
Kobe,
on a, yeah?
He tried to save that one and ended up out of bounds. Let's see what the Lakers do. Now he's back on the court.
And running like a gazelle. There he goes. Slams it home. Well, kind of lays.
The guy guarding the screener has to step out, maybe give him a little bump.
Kobe's in trouble. He's going to score. See, Blake does not have a point. Now he does.
Maybe even double on Kobe. Kobe, you know it's going up.
Yeah, going to work with 3, with 2. At the end of the quarter, you bet, Kobe Bryant. Utah and here against the Clippers. That'll be the first one. Oh, good cut right there. Again, no Andres Biedrich here tonight. Oh, Bynum will take the garbage. Then he sat on the plane and watched a lot of film with the coaching staff. 4-on-2. Here comes Embiid. Not Barnes. Count it. Steve Blake, kick it inside for Kobe. Splitting the defense. Great pass. Slam dunk.
Kobe finds Andrew. Andrew says, this is easy. Just throw it up and I'll do the rest. 6
straight games with at least 7 assists from Monte Ellis. Kobe scoring with the left hand. Has 11 rebounds and 3 assists. Monte Ellis tried to bail out to somebody else. Wasn't there. Only defenders, only gold uniforms. Here comes Barnes all the way. Put it up and in. Boy, fighting through Ellis. What a play. Now they come 2-on-1. Durrell Wright. Kick it corner. Stolen away by Derek Fisher.
Keeps hustling, sees where the open man is, run right to that spot, leave your feet to make the pass, a blind pass at that, turnover.
Welcome alongside Voice of the Nation Fast Break, the first show of 2012. My name is David Brickley alongside Kevin Figures. The Lakers 4-3, and I think early on in this season there's 2 major storylines we got to hit on. First and foremost, it's the health of Kobe Bryant. He has that torn ligament in his right hand. I don't know how the heck he's playing right now, but he is. And then the play, all-star caliber play of Andrew Bynum in his 3 games back after that suspension. So let's start with the Kobe Bryant wrist. How is this going to affect the Lakers? It's obviously going to be an ongoing issue. He can't get healthy unless he sits out an extended period of time, and Kobe's just not going to do that.
No, with the shortened season especially, you're not going to sit out an extended period of time. They're going to need Kobe Bryant. You know, they don't have Lamar Odom on the roster anymore. They need as much depth as they can get, or as much play they can get from Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum, their big 3. It's going to be an ongoing issue, as you mentioned. Kobe Bryant, the injured hand, only thing that's going to help with his rest, and he's handling the ball a lot. They're running him a lot off of screens and setting things up. Yeah. A lot of his turnovers are up because he's handling the ball a lot more.
But, again, I think Kobe's one of those players that you consistently judge and try to critique. The guy's averaging 26, 6, and 6. I mean, that's pretty darn good.
That's obviously amazing considering the circumstances, to be honest with you.
And I mean, you know, he had those 2 tough games in Denver. I think every time he does shoot bad now, everybody's going to think it's his wrist. But he's had, you know, years where he's been absolutely healthy, and he's had a bad stretch of ball games.
Sure.
He plays at Houston games. What does he go, 14 for 29?
Yes.
I mean, if he can shoot 50% with a wrist that has a torn ligament in it, I'll take my chances.
It's absolutely phenomenal. My criticism of Kobe Bryant, and it has been when he was healthy or when he's been hurt, is when your shot is not falling like it was, especially in that second Denver game in Denver. Why are you still shooting? If you're 3 for 12 from the field, maybe you start thinking, okay, maybe my shot's not falling
He is
tonight.
averaging 22 shots per game, which is the highest in the league thus far. Obviously, he's always in that top 3 when it comes to attempts.
Sure.
But I think you're asking Kobe Bryant to be someone he's not. He's always been a gunner. He's always been a guy that needs to get his 20 to 25 shots a game. He's not going to go down to shoot 15 shots a game. I understand you want to probably get it into the bigs, but much like Mike Brown does. But I don't see how you're going to ask Kobe Bryant to scale back when he's capable of dropping 37 against Houston.
You're capable of doing that, but when, like I said, on nights that it's not working, the Houston game is a perfect example. He started out hot. He was hot the entire night. He was making shots left and right. In that case, by all means, shoot a fadeaway with 3 guys in your face because you're making it.
Right.
But in that Denver game, when you're 3 of 12 and you're 4 of 17, at what point in time do you say, okay, this isn't working? Not only that, Andrew Bynum and Paul Gasol were dominating. I mean, Nene, Mozgov, whoever, all those guys they couldn't stop him. The Lakers were absolutely dominating in the paint, and Kobe Bryant, I don't want to say he shot him out of the game, but he definitely did not help them win that game in Denver.
Okay, so as we talked about, Lakers 4-3. Let's talk about Bynum now, as you just mentioned him. In the 3 games back, 23 points, 17 rebounds, and averaging 2 blocks per game. Obviously against Houston, he had his first 2020 game ever with 21 points and 22 boards. What's this mean for the Lakers?
It's the same old thing. You know, Andrew Bynum plays great. We've said this, numerous times over the last year. When Andrew Bynum is healthy and in a rhythm, he's the second best center in the league behind Dwight Howard.
Best center in the West, yeah.
Yeah, best in the West by far, I believe, to be honest with you. The problem is, and it's always going to come back to this, can he stay on the floor? It's
funny, again, when Kobe shoots bad in Denver, it's, oh my goodness, his wrist is terrible, he needs to stop shooting, and then he has that game against Houston, and it's all good now. With Andrew Bynum, he has so many injuries, and then he has a game like this. I have people tweeting me saying, should we trade Bynum now? Should we keep him? Yes, you trade Bynum now because the guy has missed 164 games in his career. I think what this does, though, is it helps his trade value. If he can continue to play like this, maybe Orlando takes him straight up now, or maybe just a few pieces instead of what they've demanded in the past, both Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum. So keep on playing like this, and I think the Lakers need to capitalize and send this guy out for Dwight Howard.
The problem with that is, we still know that Andrew Bynum is Jim Buss's guy, and if Andrew continues to play this way and he does not get hurt, Jim Buss is going to legitimize this by saying, well, why should we trade him? We have a good center already. We don't need to trade him. He's healthy this year, So that's the issue that you're going to run into if Andrew Bynum plays at this. Now, he's not going to be after 2020.
Again, like you talked about, we've seen this movie before.
Exactly, and that's exactly.
He plays all-star basketball, and then he grabs his right knee, and then we know what the rest is. So I say continue to play good and up that trade value. I don't think long-term, you can't invest in a 24-year-old guy that's had major foot and knee injuries and has missed 164 games in his career, when possibly you could package him and go get a guy that wants to get out of Orlando, wants to come to a place like L.A., and he's only missed 8 games in his career.
But now here's the question, though, David. If Orlando's asking price is higher than what the Lakers are willing to pay, do you just say, well, you know what? Bynum's healthy for right now. He's playing well. Forget your trade. We're not going to trade you more than what we think you're worth.
It's a once in a, I want to say lifetime, but it's a once in a 10-year period type of situation where the best center in the game by far wants out of his current situation. So I think you throw everything against the wall until it works out for you. I think you trade Bynum, you trade Gasol, whatever you do to get Dwight. He's 25 years old. He never gets hurt. He's a beast. Nobody even compares to him. As good as Andrew Bynum's playing, Dwight Howard is in a whole nother stratosphere, and I think you agree with that. So with that being said, if you could get that guy on your team in the latter part of Kobe's career and build with him in the next decade, I think it's a no-brainer.
Now,
if you don't trade Andrew Bynum, then you're saying for the next decade we're building around a guy that can't stand the floor.
That may get hurt. He will. Probably will get hurt. And Dwight Howard, who has, I think he's missed a single game his entire career. He's played all 82 every single year of his career. The problem with the trading Gasol and Bynum both is, like I said, you're depleting whatever depth you have in the front court in your team. You're basically giving this season up. They're not going to win a championship with just Dwight.
Are they going to win the championship with this roster they have right now?
Look, I mean, if they use that trade exception and get another player to help out,
you think they have a better chance of winning a championship with this current roster or a roster with Kobe and Dwight as your 1-2?
This one, because you still have Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum. You have 2 bigs. You have, without those 2 bigs, you have Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant. If
Bynum plays the first full season of his entire career,
which is very unlikely. But I'm just saying,
my point.
Even if he gets hurt and comes back for the playoff run, you at least have that, as opposed to Kobe, Dwight Howard, and Josh McRoberts
with the injured left toe, mind you, or right toe. I don't know. Anyway. Let's go ahead and ask Laker Nation, what do you think the Lakers should do? Should they continue to ride Bynum, let him grab 20 points and 20 boards, and then up his trade value to get Dwight Howard? Or do you think it's time now for Andrew Bynum to stay healthy the rest of his career and lead the Lakers into the promised land the next decade? Who knows?
clearly wasn't a distraction. He played his ass off. And I don't get where that comes from.
Is there bitter disappointment on your part?
Now I'm getting pissed off. So. All right, what's up?
I was just talking about the bitter disappointment of seeing someone like Lamar leave.
Oh, especially to them. You know what I mean? We're supposed to come back and get them back. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
It sounds like you're waiting for another shoe to drop in terms of something must be coming. There's got to be a
Don't anticipate what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
So then that's what you're thinking. I'm not thinking that.
Kobe, do you think the Lakers got too little in return for Lamar Odom?
I think we got too little for the return. What did we get?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think the Mavs gave up too little?
I don't think Mark Cuban's protesting this trade.
About him going to Dallas, what's your thoughts on where he ended up?
I just said it.
Where are you guys right now as of, getting back to that championship run? I mean, I know you're going to let Mitch do his job. But...
Yeah, you got to let Mitch do his job. Look, Mitch has proven himself over the course of years that he's been able to build a great team here. And, you have to all trust that he's going to do that. That being said, it's still hard to see, one of my friends, and one of our great players go somewhere, especially to that team, seemingly for nothing. Now, whether they have something else going on, that's on them to decide. But it's tough, man. It's tough. I talked to him a little bit 2 nights ago. Talked to him a little bit. I haven't spoken to him since this latest news, but I will for sure. No, I mean, there's remnants of it, here and there. It's a little bit of triangle offense in what we do, but it's not, Powell's still here, and we're all thankful for that. It's hard when you've been through so many battles with players to then just see them go someplace else. It's tough. It's tough. It's the nature of the business, and we all understand that. At the same time, it's still hard.
Did you think you'd have a chance to go back to the same core, or did you anticipate?
I was hoping for it. I mean, like I said, I don't talk to them about what they have to do. That's not. I stay in my lane and do what I have to do with the cards that I'm dealt. But I trust them, and they have to do what's best and what they feel is best for the organization. My relationship with Lamar and the guys that have been traded in the past has never changed. From Ronnie Turioff to Ron Buckley. It's always been the same. Well, the whole team loses a little bit because of his versatility and his playmaking ability and his rebounding. And, he does a lot. He does a lot. So we lost quite a bit. I'm not sure yet. I mean, the identity of our team will have to change in terms of how we go about doing things. It's going to change because you take a piece out, now you have to. Same thing with Shannon. Shannon's not here. We have to change things as well. It just means you have to have a different identity. You have to search for it and find what that is.
You've always been philosophical about everything in your life in basketball. How do you separate the emotional aspect of a good friend and the business side of the sports?
You have to. I mean, there's no other choice. I mean, we have a job to do. They have a job to do upstairs. And, as players, we have to keep it separate. Like I said, it doesn't change the friendships that we have on this team. It's not going to change our relationship with Lamar one bit. It's just the nature of the business.
The veteran leadership we have and the experience we have. I think just the more difficult part is who's going to be here, who's not going to be here. That's the tricky part here. Playing for a team like LA, when you don't win, major things happen. So major things are starting to happen right now, and we just have to focus on who's here and try to move forward.
Matt, about a week ago you told us that you had spoken to Dwight throughout the summer and he had expressed the interest in playing here. Have you spoken to him since then?
Yeah, we've spoken.
And what's the message you're getting from him?
You know, that he has a tough decision to make. You know, there's teams pulling at him every way. And, you know, we just have real talks, you know, more than anything about, you know, him being a Laker. Just he's got to do what's best for him and his family and what makes him happy.
Would you describe these conversations as pitches to him?
I mean, not necessarily pitches. He knows, you know, the opportunity he has here. You know, if that is what's in the cards for the Lakers, and you know, the opportunity that awaits him. But with that said, you know, it's not about what we want or what the Lakers want or what I want. It's about what's best for him and his family.
Hey Matt, how does a team become a team under this kind of pressure?
It's really going to test us. You know, we have all the reason in the world right now to make excuses for why something may not happen this year, but you know, there's no excuses here. We're going to have to work with who's here, and the management's doing the best job they can to, you know, put a quality team out here, which I know they will, and we just got to work hard.
When you came here last year, I mean, there was most of the guys were the same as what had been gone through back-to-back titles, right? I mean, all of a sudden, there's a lot of different faces.
Yeah, you know, but that's the one thing, you know, the downfall about playing for a great organization like this, and when you don't win, you know, major stuff is going to happen, and you know, that's a tough standard to be held to, but also a great situation to be in. So we're just going to have to see what happens.
In terms of that team bonding, Lamar's always been such an important part of the locker room.
That's going to be a tough loss. You know, I can definitely say Dallas got a lot better. You know, adding, you know, in my eyes, an all-star. You know, 7 foot, one of the most versatile guys in the league, to the champion team. So, you know, Dallas got better. Lamar will definitely be missed on and off the floor, and you know, we wish him nothing but the best now.
Can you talk a little bit about the way off the floor?
Just a great guy. You know, he's kind of just like he is on the court, a glue guy. He's a glue guy off the court. You know, his personality and his kindness and his giving, and you know, everything that makes him a great person, you know, is going to be missed on and off the court.
So what kind of identity do you guys lose from the bench standpoint with his
I don't even know who the bench is right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm on the bench or if I'm starting, or you know, it's just right now all we got to do is just focus on, you know, our defensive schemes we've been going over, and you know, keep picking up the offense and kind of see where everything lies when, you know, we start playing on the 19th.
Do you think that, you know, with the immediate return with Lamar going to a rival for basically nothing in today value, you got to think, maybe scratch your head and say there's got to be something else?
Yeah. You know, I'm glad I'm glad my job is down here. You know, I'm glad my job is not up there. You know, they have to make, you know, tough decisions, and they always have to do what they feel is best for the team.
You're confident that?
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers always land on their feet. It kind of seems like. So, you know, I'm just ready to get to play basketball.
You just have to trust in that, huh?
That's it. You know, you got to trust. We got to trust in our teammates. We got to trust in the organization, and that's something that everybody here does.
How does like Kobe and Fish address this situation? You guys, as far as how they want the team to handle it and all that?
It really, I mean, we just got to stay focused right now. There really hasn't been a big pep talk yet, which you know, I know will be coming soon. But really, you know, being in LA, there's always a lot of distractions, and you know, this is no different. These distractions are a lot bigger than normal ones, but we got to continue to work and get better.
What's your first impression of Mike Brown so far?
I love it. You know, his attention to detail on the defensive end, I think, is something that's going to benefit us this year. You know, the intensity and the focus we've had these first, you know, 2 days in practice have been amazing, and you know, it kind of makes you see, like, where was this at last year, guys? You know, so we'll
Since
see.
It's only a couple weeks to get ready, do you guys kind of have to, at the start of the season, kind of play street ball a little bit, and then as the season goes along?
You know, I think with this team, you know, with Kobe, you know, he's going to lead us on the offensive end, you know, and then as together, you know, we'll follow his lead on the offensive end, and then defense, you know, we got to be a pack of wolves together, and I think that's what the identity that we're starting to you know, get on the defensive end, which I think is great.
How excited are you to actually be healthy going into the season?
Oh my gosh, it's a dream come true. You know, it was the hardest thing in the world to come to, you know, a team I've always wanted to play for, and then tear my knee, and then not really being able to do anything, and then hearing the whole summer that I need to get rid of you, you're a waste of time. All that stuff has been great motivation for me. So I'm very excited to, you know, show that my knee is healthy and show what a long, hard off season, very long off season.
Did you try to come back too early to help the team?
Could have, possibly. I just know once I came back I wasn't able to do much, and I think everybody saw that. You know, I just wanted to be a part and try to help any possible way I can, whether that's small minutes on the floor, cheering from the bench, you know, just to get a chance to, you know, try to win that third title. So, you know, I got a long summer to rest and got all my swelling and pain out of my knee, and I'm ready to go to work.
Now, you were mentioning earlier, you know, you're not sure who's on the bench, who's starting. Is anything give you an indication from Mike that might be even a possibility from your end?
No. I mean, you don't really read that far into it. We just know that right now we're just shorthanded. You know, the first 2 days we didn't have Lamar. You know, yesterday we had just Powell. So we really don't know, you know, what is here. We just have to focus on, you know, the principles and the teams they make up by day, you know, what we have to do.
Matt, what do you make of all these crazy trade rumors? On again, off again, who's going where, what's next?
It's tough. You know, we know this is a business, and, you know, they say you're never supposed to think with your heart, but at the same time they want us to play with all of our heart. So, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, you never want to see someone like Lamar leave your team. You know, what he brings on and off the court is basically irreplaceable. So, you know, you keep hearing these trades, and you don't know who's safe, who's not. You know, so you just kind of got to go out there and
if anybody knows
play.
How to pack up and go, it's you. So
Yeah,
what would you give to Lamar?
Man, just the best of luck. You know, at least he didn't have to go to like a bottom dweller. You know, he's going to the defending champions. You know, so you know, I just wish him. You know, Lamar was a good friend of mine. I wish him nothing but the best. You know, with his journey, and he definitely. You know, if you have to leave here and go to a team, you know, Dallas is definitely not a bad choice.
Yeah,
Is it crazy for him to go to Dallas?
Yeah, you would think. You would think. For the champs to get better, and they definitely got better with the pickup of Lamar. So it's going to be interesting to see.
You think that reality show is going to head over there?
I mean,
Will Chloe and Lamar take Dallas?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
How much is that sweep?
You talked earlier about just how Lamar's been that glue guy and a locker room presence. This past season, was there any instances that stuck out to you the most that kind of epitomized?
I mean, just the easygoing spirit. You never know what he might say or might do type stuff. You know, and these guys that have been here longer with them know that. But you know, I became good friends with him this season. You know, despite what we verbally had back and forth. You know, a few years ago. You know, Lamar's a great guy, and you know, we talked during the summer. So, you know, we're just going to miss him, like I said, on and off the court.
Yeah, and you said as soon as you signed, like, that's a done issue.
Oh, yeah. You know, we were, you know, and that was an unfortunate thing last year. We never really got a chance to vibe together on the court, you know, because right when he came to the bench, I got hurt. And I think him and I together on the bench, healthy, would have really helped our team.
Well, Lamar, everything is happening so fast for you. You've been in Dallas less than 24 hours. But kind of go back to what happened in Los Angeles. How surprised were you with the way everything went down?
Yeah, a little bit. Thought I'd be informed, but I wasn't. So just time to move on, I guess.
What are your expectations as you come here? You've got 2 weeks to get ready. You've got a veteran team. You know what it's like to repeat. How are you going to help them? Your initial expectations?
I guess, you know, to play for a championship, of course. I'm just going to come in here and play basketball, man, do what I've been doing.
Seems like initially you may have been on your way to the Hornets. What was your reaction to that? And did you sort of check out of the whole process or as this surprise trade happened?
I mean, I just really didn't think that was the best move for me. You know, I played for a team that, you know, played for a championship. And you know, after experiencing that, you know, we want to keep it at that. And I think coming here is the best move for me.
After playing against Dirk in all those games and the shots that he had, what's it like now to be a teammate, be in the same locker room, same jersey?
Yeah, it's a lot better. He's one of the toughest guards in the NBA. And, you know, he can make shots from anywhere, you know, on anybody. Don't matter if you body him up or play off him. He's just one of the best at that.
The final question has to be about the reality show. Should Dallas, should the Mavericks brace for, you know, the Kardashians, this whole thing coming to town? Where is that at this moment?
I mean, it's part of my life, and, you know, I think Mr. Cuban is looking forward to it. But it's something I'll speak to him about and speak to the coaches about. And, you know, I'm not here to rattle feathers or anything like that. I'm just here to play basketball.
All right, well, look, good luck with everything, and I'm sure that Dallas is looking forward to seeing you on the court with Dirk. There'll be something to see. All right, Lamar. All right. So in Dallas for NBA TV, I'm Lewis Johnson.
little more difficult with the loss of Lamar?
But at least to my understanding, nothing has happened. You know, obviously everybody's heard stuff, but that's an area that Mitch handles, and I have not heard anything from him. I know right now he has not been at training camp because we've given him permission. To stay away based on the events of the last couple of days. We know that's tough on him, his family, it's tough on anybody, and so we had given him permission to stay away.
But even at that, though, if it is true that he's going to Dallas, why the Mavericks, of all people, the team that destroyed this team in the playoffs last year?
You know, first of all, I don't want to speculate on it, but, you know, that's the personnel decisions are made by Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss, and you know, I just coach the team, so I'm not sure what's going on right now, but I know that Lamar has permission to stay away from training camp until he gets himself right.
That being said, what about the adjustments that you will make in his place?
Well, I haven't thought much about those quite yet. You know, I still imagine the team with the bigs that they have and the perimeter players that they have, and so our game plan doesn't change. We've gone into training camp with a certain game plan, practice-wise, not only practice-wise, but style of play for both ends of the floor, and that's still going to take place. So no adjustments as of yet.
Coach, you talked about in the opening media session about how you would adjust your teachings based on the first couple of days because you get to see how they were learning. How's that gone so far?
It's been great. I tell you, this team is extremely intelligent and they're willing and hard workers, and so that makes our job as coaches very easy. So we don't have to adjust much. Everything that we put down, we've gotten to for the most part. There are a few drills that we hadn't gotten to because I've been a little long-winded, but you know, I'm very pleased at where we are right now. I mean, unless you know something that I know, Mitch has not told me. He might have contacted you before me. I don't know, but from my understanding, he's still on our roster. We had given him permission to stay away these first few practices during training camp because of the events of the last couple of days, and so that's what he's doing.
Hey Mike, how do you build a team when the team is still changing? I mean, it was already going to be hard in this compressed amount of time, right?
But you know what? That's the thing about the NBA. I think any sport, really, or life in general, you have to anticipate that there are going to be changes because nothing is forever and ever. And as a coach, that's part of the reason why I get paid, or that's part of my job description, is to be ready to make adjustments if need be. And right now we haven't had to, so we're just taking it one day, one practice at a time.
So all this time we thought the biggest question for you guys is going to be all this time we thought the biggest question for you is how you replace Bill, right? It's not even an issue for you anymore, right?
The last couple of days have been very entertaining, to say the least. Been a little bit different, but you know what? I've been through a few of these different changes and stuff like that through the course of my coaching career.
In the brief time you've had, have you been surprised or impressed by any individual's ability that you didn't know, perhaps, or something that stuck out to you? Anyone on the roster that's really...
You know what? I've been impressed with a lot of guys' abilities, and you coach against them, so you don't know how intelligent they are, how easily they pick up on things. And Powell set out that first practice, and he practiced the second time, and I tell you, I wouldn't, if I was watching, I wouldn't have known that he missed the first practice. I mean, he jumped right in with the guys. He picked up on the concepts very well, and he looked good. You know, so, but having said that, everybody looks good.
Coach, with all these trade rumors going on, first with CP3, now with Dwight Howard, I know the players are thinking about it. Has it been a distraction at all for these first couple of days of training camp?
I don't think it has. I mean, you know, you'd have to ask the players if it's been a distraction for them. If it has, then they've done a nice job of hiding it, because when we're on this court, these guys get after it, and you know, that's all I can say is, I don't even think of it when we're on the court, and I'm sure that they don't either. At least I can't tell if they do.
Coach, with this compacted schedule, does this change the way you coach, using your bench more throughout the season?
A little bit, but you know, everybody has a schedule like that, so I won't be the only one making adjustments.
Have you looked at the schedule at all? Or?
I looked at just the first game. You know, and I know we go on the road, I think to Sacramento or Golden State after that. And then we come back home, but I don't know who we play when we come back home. So, you know, I try to take literally our games and even our practices one at a time. And I don't want to look too far ahead, because when you do, then you might miss a little thing that you need to be able to perfect in order to get better.
So I feel like the uncertainty of the past few days, what emphasis have you leaned on there to
Say one more time.
I'm trying to say, with the uncertainty with everything going on these past few days, what emphasis have you leaned on Kobe and Victor in terms of how to address the team versus, you know, you're the one to also
you know, when we had our team meeting before training camp started, you know, I asked Kobe and Fish if they wanted to address the team, not because of the stuff that was swirling around, but just because, you know, those guys have been here a long time. They've helped this franchise and this city reach, you know, heights that not many people can surpass. And so out of respect for them being captains, I gave them an opportunity to speak to the team about whatever they wanted to, and that's about it. You know, other than that, you know, they've just been practicing. I've been coaching.
What's the idea of bringing Tori Messina? What is he bringing?
Well, you know, the first thing that he brought to the team, I thought it was really, really cool and hip and all that. And I got a car deal for myself and three of my assistants, Quinn Schneider, John Kuster, and Chuck Person with Santa Monica Audi. And I tell you what, they gave me a sweet AAL. And our video guy, Patrick O'Keefe, he comes up to the office after practice yesterday, and he stops in my office. He says, "Hey, Coach, I got to go for a second. I got to take Coach Messina to pick up his loaner car." And I said, "Man, you know, Coach Messina, he hadn't been here long. I've been coaching a long time in the NBA. How does he get a loaner car? Let alone," I said, "Patrick, what kind of loaner car does he have?" And Patrick said, "Coach, he outdid you. He's getting a Maserati." So Coach Messina's imprint, obviously, will be very big while he's here. So follow his lead.
How tough is it to play 3 games in 3 days right out of the bat?
I don't know. I've never done that before, but I look at it this way. Some of these old school guys like Mitch Kupchak and that are around here, Coach Burka, they were here back in the day when they had to fly commercial, check their own bags in, and play back to back to back to back. So if they can do it, we better be able to do it.
In these early practices, has there been a learning of old habits?
You know, I tell you what, surprisingly, no. We thought that we would see more old habits, but our guys have done a tremendous job of picking up on the concepts right away. One of the things that we want to try to change is on pick and roll situations. We want to jump out and attack the ball. If we could do it, we're going to try to do it early and see where it goes. And literally, we've only seen them push the ball towards the baseline maybe once or twice at most in the 3 or 4 practices that we've had. So, they've been doing that for years. So to make that adjustment that quickly is very impressive.
Coach, what have you learned from the players?
I learned that all I got to do is do my job, and they're going to allow me to coach them, and hopefully that won't change.
You seem, from my experience, to be generally an upbeat personality. It seems to be positive. Is there a time when a coach needs to, whether it's in a game or in practice, you know, lose the temper a little bit, show a little bit of ire, anger, anything like that? Can you talk about when those moments are appropriate?
You know, it's hard to say. It just kind of happens. I mean, I've lost my cool a couple of times. You know, you can ask my wife, and she knows. Like, see these cool cufflinks. Oh no! No! Come on, let's show him the cufflinks because he's always clean. But you see, I can't afford those because when I take my hand and slam it against the chalkboard every once in a while, you know, they break or they bust. So I keep getting cheap ones so that I don't lose the type of money that Jim Hill spends on here. but now, having said that, no. Having said that, though, he's clean though, and I like it. I do like it. Always.
So there's a place to lose a little temper.
Yeah, there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place. But you know what? When you have guys that are willing to do the job the right way, then, in my opinion, hey, why not work with them? Why not teach them to get from point A to point B?